Welcome to another edition of the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country with Steve, Darrell, and Ronnie. It's everything about the outdoors. Take it away, guys.
Good morning. Welcome to the Wednesday morning, June 5th edition of the Good Outdoorz Radio Show here in Black Crow Media, 99.5 Kicks Country. How the heck y'all doing?
I'm doing good, man.
Wow. It's time to get up and get going.
Yeah, it seems to be.
I'm doing about as good as this man that lost 250 pounds on a 99-cent store diet. Mm-hmm. The reason you lost 250 pounds on a 99-cent store diet is because you can't buy anything in the store for 99 cents, so you starved yourself to death. That's why you lost 250 pounds.
Is that what he did? He only spent 99 cents on a meal or something? I saw it, didn't bother reading it, but I don't know.
I think he
went on that ramen noodle diet or something.
Yeah.
I don't know if that would do it, but
maybe that would get it.
I mean, he apparently only paid 99 cents for one meal. And no, I don't know. I mean, he had to eat more than one meal. So who knows? Yeah. I'm not going to bother to read it because I just don't care.
Me and you both. I agree. But I did see one that I did care about this morning, and was a huge Mako shark caught off of Southern California, and that thing is a monster. 11-foot-long Mako shark weighing in at 1,323.5 pounds.
Wasn't that big. He's only 8 foot around.
He just 8 foot around?
That's all.
11 foot long? He ain't that big.
Like an oak tree.
It's like yeah, it looks like an oak tree. And Darrell Sample said, that thing's as big as my car. And
no,
it's about right.
Ain't that big as his car. The Hindenburg wasn't as big as his car.
But, man, I'm watching the video, and this thing is ginormous, man. Unbelievable. It's just crazy. And
he's toothy, isn't he?
He is toothy. Look how tall he is. 11 foot long. Oh, look at that. Nasty. But the angler made a giant catch using chopped fish as bait while on a charter fishing trip. He said he took out 1/4 mile of line, and 5 times he came out of the water over 20 feet. Said it was unreal. The thing is definitely a killer machine. Any wrong step, it could have gone out of the boat and down to the bottom of the ocean. I wonder if he had the harness on and had the reel tied to him.
Nah.
That's not me.
No, sir.
That ain't me. I don't want to tie nothing to me like that.
No.
But that is I'd tie myself to the boat. You're right. And in my luck, I'd hook up something big enough to rip the whole boat, the seat out of the boat.
Yeah, your arms would come off before the chair came out of the boat.
I would think so.
Rip them right off.
But that's a big old fish, and I'd like to hook into something like that and fight it one time, knowing I couldn't go overboard like that. I'd not try it.
They have them at some of these bigger fishing shows, like the ICAST show in Orlando last year. They had a simulator down there where you strap yourself in a chair, simulate fighting a blue marlin or something like that. I didn't get in it, but I watched those people doing it. And
pretty good tussle, didn't it?
Looked like it.
Yep.
Looked like it. It was.
I'd sure like to try it.
Wasn't worth standing in the line for 30 minutes to do, so I just cruised on by.
It wouldn't be worth all that. I agree. But
the scientists discovered a lake, or I don't guess they discovered the lake, but they've been studying the lake in Queensland. Mm-hmm. That's they call it God's bathtub is what they call it, and it's pretty interesting. It's definitely related to the Good Outdoors, but it's in the same chemical pristine state they believe now as it was 7,500 years ago. It's crystal clear. There's absolutely no pollutants in it. Climate change hadn't affected it, obviously, but you can see clear as a bell 30 feet down from the surface to the bottom of the lake, and it's just absolutely impeccable. It's like filling up your bathtub. It's so pure, and
wow, it's
a study that they're doing there, and they're fascinated as to how it survived without any foreign invasive species or pollutants of any kind. It's an absolutely beautiful freshwater body of water called Blue Lake. And they're studying it to try to find, how has it survived, when so many other lakes get polluted. And
right.
It's
where's it at?
It says
Australia.
Queensland, Australia. Yeah.
Australia.
Yeah.
Said all kind of other lakes have dried up over the years, and this has went unchanged. When I was reading this article, it says it's fed by an aquifer, an underwater aquifer, and it said the water drains into a nearby swamp and are replaced by the aquifer every 35 days. And because it's constantly being updated, it doesn't suffer from the variations of the climate and stuff. And
it's filtering itself.
Yeah. Coming from the aquifer, it is filtered.
Never ending crystal clear water. Hopefully never ending crystal clear water from down there. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, I'd like to see nice.
That is.
I've seen some clear water lakes, but Lake Michigan, for instance, it's It's a very clear lake, one of the Great Lakes, and you can see down 12, 15 feet clear as a bell. But that's due to a problem they're having called zebra mussels, eating all the plankton and stuff out of there.
Which is a bad thing. Not good.
That is a bad thing.
And you know, used to, what was that one? Blue Springs right down here?
Yeah.
Blue Springs. You could see, 20, 30 feet down in that one, too.
Oh, yeah.
Crystal clear.
It's clear.
I wonder what the temperature on that water in Australia is. You know,
it's probably pretty cool.
I would think so.
Doing itself like
What's the aquifer? It's 60-something degrees, isn't it? Constant.
I have no idea.
Yeah, something like that. It's cold.
Yeah.
It's a lot colder than you want to be.
Yeah, 60-degree water is pretty doggone cold to get into. And I don't want to do that. You know, there's a lot of spring-fed areas around, spring-fed lakes and stuff. One especially that come to mind to me was over in Bowen's Mill right above Fitzgerald, Georgia. And I went over there and spent the weekend we did many years ago hunting with a family over there. And they had several, probably about 3, right down the river, had about 3 different ponds there that were spring-fed. As the water level dropped on one of them, and it just happened to be this time of year, the water level was low, that spring boiled up out of the ground, and you could actually see it boiling up on top of the water. It was neat, crystal clear water again. Crystal clear water, just beautiful.
I've seen that before in the with the Coochie River down there at Arnold Springs.
Yep.
I've actually seen it boiling up above the water surface. So.
Yeah, the springs pop up everywhere like that, and it's just amazing to watch something like that. You know, hopefully it just keeps regenerating itself and never runs out.
That's right. There's a lot of natural wonders, I call them, right here around Lowndes County. You know, and surrounding areas. If you get out there and look, the clearness of the Blue Pool, Blue Springs down there, what you were just talking about at Arnold Springs. Right over there off of Valdale Road, behind River Chase Subdivision, there's a stretch there, the Willacoochee River. When the water gets real low, the river actually disappears for a stretch. It goes underground and pops back up. It's kind of a rock shoal. I don't know what you would call it, or a spring, or a sinkhole, or something. I don't know.
Well, the Lapaw actually does that down. Where's it, Jasper?
That's but if you get out there and explore these things, man, there's no telling what you'll find. I was talking to, matter of fact, Black Crow's own JP here. He was telling me about a place there near his parents' house where when the river gets just as dry as it can get, there's about a 20-foot deep hole, you know, right there behind his parents' house. And in one little particular spot there's a I guess he thinks it's probably a sinkhole or something that goes down. They've dropped lines down, and it goes down way down in there. And he said it's about the size of a Volkswagen. And he said that he don't know how deep that is. And right up there in Adel, Georgia, near the cemetery, there's a sinkhole there that for years, you know, the rumor was they had yet to find the bottom of it. You know, and I think that was just a rumor. I don't think it's
people don't realize in these rivers, in the local rivers, just how deep some of these holes are. You know, right up there in Adel at Reed Bingham. We used to go up there a lot. Me and Daddy was fishing up there. There's a hole in the bend of the river just before it comes out to the lake that was 28 to 30 feet deep, even in low water. I mean, and that's deep.
That's deep for the river.
Yes, sir. That is deep, because it was just amazing.
Is it
to me.
deep or just deep?
That sounds like it's deep.
That's
pretty
deep.
Well, I don't know,
Deep 7 miles in the ocean. That's deep.
That's deep.
That's down there around mermaid depth.
Mermaid depth. You know, it's funny to watch, you know, the holes in the river and the things like that in different ponds. You know, I remember, Steve, when we were young, we used to swim in some of these bar pits that we didn't, you know, sometimes we couldn't even hit the bottom of them. You know, we used to, you know, I know we could get 10 or 12 foot deep.
Oh, yeah, easy.
But, you know, I don't know. I don't know how deep some of them were. And some of the lakes are, you know, ponds are spring fed. You can watch them diving down here in these rivers, and they'll go up in these caves and these springs. Blue Springs is one of them. You know, several people have died in these springs cave diving.
Many.
Yeah, and they go way back up in there. So.
My name will never be associated with something like that.
Nope.
Steve Nichols dies as he gets stuck in a cave underwater. No, you won't be reading that.
Is that spelunking?
Yeah. Is it what?
Spelunking?
Spoinking?
What do they call it?
What the heck? I've never even heard that word.
No, I have heard the word, but I don't remember where it was used at.
This is a spoink-free zone here. I don't know what you're talking about. Spoinking.
Did you see where there's a teenager?
That's when you get so mad at your kid you can't even talk straight. I'm going to give you a spoinking if you don't stop it.
There's a kid, though, I don't know where it's at yet, but he's invented a submarine. where he's actually 18 years old and invented a submarine
Well,
where he could.
invented a long time ago.
Well, no, this is his own submarine that he's done. He's built for like $2,000. It's $2,000 worth of material from the hardware store. He could take this submarine. He could take this submarine and go down and investigate all this stuff. Huh. Yeah, I mean, really, he said he's built a 12-foot submarine and it can descend to depths of 30 feet for $2,000. Can you believe that?
That's a bargain. I wouldn't go down there in it.
I certainly wouldn't go any
that's
deeper
like
than
buy,
30
That's like
foot.
buying a $500 Cadillac off the used car lot and trying to go to California in it. Not a good thing.
No, it probably wouldn't be a good thing. But it looks like it's made out of nothing but a sewer pipe. I mean, just a plastic sewer pipe is what it looked like to me.
How big around is it?
It doesn't really give the dimensions on it, but I mean, it's just a sewer pipe. That's all it is. Well, now we got to have a thing. It's New Jersey's where he's at, where he's testing it at.
Jersey.
Yeah, and ain't nothing but a sewer pipe. Look at that.
And he's got $2,000 in this sewer pipe.
$2,000.
Man, you can go down there to Hughes Supply and get one a lot cheaper than that.
If you take a look at this kid, it's a wonder he didn't buy some magic beans while he was there.
Yeah.
Justin Beckerman, teen inventor. That's who he is.
Teen inventor.
Yeah, but you know, it takes a lot of imagination to do that.
Yeah.
He said
that's what you call it.
He said his first submarine was a small remote control prototype he operated from dry land, and yeah, I don't blame him because he kind of built it like the wrong thing. His next goal, accomplished a year later, was to make a sub that could actually dive.
Huh,
that version essentially was made of corrugated plastic boxes duct taped together.
Well, duct tape, there you go.
But wasn't quite ready for the Navy, he said.
There's just something wrong with the statement operating a submarine from dry land.
And duct tape.
Yeah, I don't know that I want to be a part of that. Hey, we got to take a break here on the Good Outdoors. We'll be right back here in about 3 minutes, guys. Thanks for listening this morning.
Here we go again. Every time there's a food plot to be planted, Darrell's nowhere to be found. You see him, Ronnie?
He's probably in the truck eating a dang sandwich.
I'm sitting right here by this tree and they don't even see me.
Man, that Real Tree AP was designed to blend hunters with their surroundings, not hide them when it's time to work.
I'm so hidden the scooters can't even find me.
Okay, Darrell, come on. We got to get this stuff planted.
What's that? Hey, stop it.
Real Tree. It's so real, a coyote might pee on it.
Serves you right, you slacker.
The grill might be in storage, but that's what campfires are for. And the backyard party is on hiatus, but that's because everyone is tailgating. Only the seasons change, tastes don't, and when you've got Bud Light Lime, you don't need summer to have a good time. It's the superior drinkability of Bud Light with a splash of 100% natural lime flavor. Look for a Bud Light Lime and find your summer state of mind anytime. It's in the lime. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Lime flavored beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
What in the world is that noise?
Sounds like the transmission's about to come out of my truck.
Transmission? Sounds like Alien versus Predator under there. Let's get it to Ronnie at Eagle Auto Repair.
Ronnie, I got a problem.
Problem? It sounded like Superman fighting the Incredible Hulk.
No, it was worse than that.
Come on, man. This is for real. I ain't got the money to be fixing no big problem.
Chill out, dude. You're at Eagle Auto Repair. You know we'll fix it right and as inexpensive as we can. We only use quality parts, and my guys are some of the best trained technicians in town.
Yeah, but can they stop a fight between Godzilla and King Kong? Because I'm betting that's what they're going to find under there.
Eagle Auto Repair.
321 Lakes Boulevard, Lake Park, Georgia.
Jones Welding and Industrial Supply has been serving South Georgia and North Florida for over 3 decades. With 9 locations in the South, Jones Welding and Industrial Supply is a full-line distributor for all welding and industrial supplies. The Jones mission is to provide quality products at a competitive price in order to supply the best service available. Jones Welding and Industrial Supply has built a reputation for good, honest, old-fashioned service. For a location near you, visit www.joneswelding.com. Jones Welding and Industrial Supply is a proud supporter of the Good Outdoors. It's that time of year. People everywhere will be scrambling to find somebody to take care of filing their taxes. Fast Tax and Bookkeeping at 1407 West Hill Avenue, Suite Q has a quick turnaround time and the knowledge to prepare your taxes properly, making sure you are getting what's due. With $25 1040 EZ filings, electronic refunds in a flash, military and college student discounts, and fast and friendly service, drop by and see Lisa Griffiths and the gang at 1407 West Hill Avenue, Suite Q, or give them a call at 229-253-0181 to schedule an appointment.
So you need a car, truck, or SUV? Look no further than Midway Auto Emporium at 4189 Bemis Road, Valdosta, Georgia. Cameron and Melissa Tucker has been serving the Valdosta area for over 7 years now. They are a family-owned and operated local business with hometown values and still believe in handshake deals. With a great selection of used cars, trucks, and SUVs, with a Carfax report on every one of them, along with bank financing at all credit levels and interest rates as low as 1.85% with approved credit. 4189 Bemis Road, or visit their website at midwayautoemporium.com.
You're listening to The Good Outdoors with Steve, Darrell, and Ronnie on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun.
Welcome back this morning. We're kind of talking about a few crazy subjects this morning. And, you know, I saw the Mississippi River is rising and flooding again. It was just a few months ago that it was an all-time record low. So from one extreme to the next, just it's flooding. It's crossing roadways, running people out of their houses, flooding houses. It's just very unstable right now out there around the Missouri area. So traveling,
there's a lot of unstable areas.
Yeah, there's a lot right now.
Yeah, has anybody heard from our truck driver? Did he make it out?
It has been unloaded.
Good deal. I know it. I was trying to gauge last night when I was laying there about how long it would take him to be there, and I figured somewhere around midnight, 1 o'clock. Is that about what time?
I think they got done unloading it. What, about 2 or so now?
Something like that. Yeah, I believe. But yeah, Heather posted a bunch of pictures up there of them unloading it. What size shed was it? Do you remember, Ronnie?
10 by 15.
And she had rented a 10 by 15 building and packed it slam full.
Packed.
If she packed that, if she got all that stuff in a 10 by 15, it must have had a pretty tall ceiling.
That's what I'm thinking.
Because that was a lot of space there.
Yeah, I'll see if I can post this up here to the Good Outdoors with all the pictures on it, because it was It looks pretty full in the pictures, man. It looks pretty doggone full. But they got out there and got him unloaded, and you know, she just gave a big thanks to everybody for it. So I did post it to the Good Outdoors.
I bet she's tired.
I guarantee you, what 2 hours ago did she put that up there? So 2-3 hours ago, she's going to bed.
You know, there's a we all know what's going on in our country with guns and weapons, and how we're in a fight to have our rights and all that. Well, there's a polar opposite thing going on in Russia. Did you see that? Russia is actually actively campaigning and promoting themselves to try to increase gun sales, and they have lobbied, and they're trying to hire an American to be the spokesman and the guy to get out there and promote it and talk about guns, and it's Steven Seagal.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yes, sir. They're trying to hire Steven Seagal to be the face of its weapons industry and its guns for first place in the world's arms market. Now, first thought that popped in my mind is I'm thinking about moving to Russia. Mm-hmm. Then you get all that KGB stuff going on. It kind of counterbalances it out and makes me come back to my senses. But you know, that's just weird how we're sitting here worried about John Kerry and Obama signing the UN arms treaty, and you got the left trying to squander or squalor our ability to be able to buy a gun. California requiring background checks to buy ammunition, and you got Russia actively campaigning to become the weapons, the face of the weapons industry over there. It's just really ridiculous. They don't even have rights hardly over there, you know, and we supposedly do. And I'll tell you, it's a pretty terrible shift in our country.
Times they are a-changing. If
they're actively pursuing Steven Seagal, they're wanting, you know, to get more gun ownership than them. I want to get this 10-year-old boy from New York over there. He 10-year-old boy from New York actually picked up a gun that was dropped in his home by a would-be robber dressed as a delivery man and fired a shot, helping to chase away the intruder and our partner. Police said Tuesday. That's pretty good. 10-year-old boy says, "Get out of my house!"
And shot the wall.
He shot the wall. He should have shot him in the pinky toe.
That's what I was thinking.
They said they knocked on his door in the Brooklyn house on Monday evening, and two teenage sisters opened the door, police said. In the video released Tuesday, one man is seen carrying an open cardboard box and pushing his way into the home, and a second man quickly follows. The intruders went upstairs to the second floor. A woman, the owner of the home, then slammed the bedroom door on one of the men's arms. Ow. She's fighting back. That's a good thing.
Owie.
Man dropped his gun, and it was picked up by the owner's son, who fired a shot and hit the wall. Said one of the men fired back, but no one was hit, and the men fled the red brick house without stealing anything.
That didn't turn out exactly like they thought it would.
No, I don't think it did. It was funny, you talk about people knocking on your door like that. Last night, it was dark. It was probably 9:15. It wasn't dark yet. What was it, 9:15, girls? Yeah, about 9:15, the doorbell rang. I was like, what in the world is this? I got up and answered the door, and of course, everybody flocked to the door to look out the window. And there was this 12-year-old girl there and maybe a 6, 7-year-old boy selling donuts. The parents' van was parked out the road out there.
9-something at night?
Yeah. And the little girl and boy said, we're selling donuts. And the little boy said, I found a golf ball. I live on a golf course there, buddy, but yeah, great. But they were selling donuts that time of night.
How many boxes did you buy?
I didn't. I didn't have no cash on me. You know me. I said, y'all come back tomorrow and have some cash on me. We'll buy some donuts. But at 9:15 and 9:30 at night, really?
That's crazy.
All right. I didn't understand that one.
Should have walked out there and had a conversation with the parents.
I let that one go. I didn't want to quite go that far with it, but yeah, I just didn't really understand why that late at night they would be out selling donuts. Do it in the afternoon and early evening, but not at dark.
You got to sell when people are buying.
Yeah,
right. They should have been there at 3:00 this morning.
I was about to go to bed.
You sell donuts, you got to get up early.
Yeah, it should have been a flash foods about 3:00 this morning. I'd have bought a dozen this morning. I sure would. But yes, Steve, I got the pictures pulled up. I shared them and I pulled them up, and yeah, it's the whole storage unit is pretty doggone full. They got all the feed sitting out in front of it out there, the horse feed, the drinks, the water. Man, it's good times, man. They unloaded a lot. Look at all that water out there. Lots of good things come to them. She said she's going to be busy for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, I bet she will.
Yeah.
That's like it was like enough inventory to open a store.
It really was.
Trying to figure out what all goes where and everything. I want to take this chance to say something. We had a conversation here locally yesterday about someone asking, well, who put this on? And it seemed to be a little bit of confusion about what we did, and just if you're trying to wonder, it was nobody really put it on. It's just something that morphed into a fundraiser. We had a call come in from a young lady that was from Moore, Oklahoma. She called in to thank us for some of the efforts we were doing here locally to raise money, and at that same time there was a drive going on at Super Suds over here, and we just collectively joined in with the drive, created what we called the Heather Project, and we ended up helping raise donations and sending the truck out to the victims of Moore, Oklahoma via a volunteer truck driver, and sent it out there to Heather to be disseminated among the folks out there who needed it. And people, for some reason, I don't understand it, but I mean, it seemed like the big question the last few days as we were doing, well, who did this? Who organized this? Who did it? and it puzzles me that somebody wants to know who did it when we just did it.
It just happened.
It wasn't just it wasn't just the Good Outdoorz Radio Show. We were instrumental in it. It wasn't just Black Crow Media. It wasn't just 99.5. It wasn't just Jim at Super Suds. It wasn't just the people who donated. It just puzzles me why someone was really getting their feathers ruffled because we couldn't tell them who did it. Who cares who did it? We sent a truckload of stuff out there.
And the only thing that matters is it was done. It was got to them.
Yeah.
And people donated their time, their money, which everybody was thankful for, but nobody wants the credit for it.
It's not about credit.
We didn't do it for the credit.
It seemed to frustrate even the local TV shows. It seemed to frustrate the people who were interviewing us down there when we were loading the truck. Mm-hmm. They couldn't wrap their brain around the fact that there wasn't nobody willing to say, "Hey, we organized it. We were just a part of it. We were just a cog in the wheel, man." I mean,
it was several people.
You know who started it? I guess if you want to know who started it, I guess Heather started it.
Yeah.
When she called in, she started it.
Blame her.
We just picked it up. Hey, sorry
for
raising.
The one what started it.
Sorry for raising about $3,000 in cash and sending thousands of dollars worth of stuff out there. We apologize. I mean,
that's right.
I don't know. Boy, this charity work, you got to be tough. You got to be tough.
Yeah, I mean, nobody wants to, the glory or whatever you want to say for it. We don't want any glory. We don't want any, anything like that.
No, we just want the people's lives to get better out there.
Right. That's all we want
to get them over it. That's it. That's that.
None of us involved wants any of that. Everybody just chill out. That's all I got to say about that. And that's all I got to say about that.
Yep. Shifting gears a little bit. Braves won last night. Of course, their rookie phenomenon, Evan Gattis, is still doing well. He's hit 12 homers, driven in 32 runs, and his story is pretty cool. He was out of baseball, going through some mental things, battling some things, and he ended up homeless and basically, having to beg for food and things like that. And he slowly got his mind right and went back and got into baseball, and the rest is history, so they say. He's just tearing the league up. But he's created kind of a Chuck Norris type legend or following, and people, he's a burly guy, got a beard, big, stocky, strong, blue collar guy, easy to pull for. I don't think nobody could say they don't like him, but some of the things people are saying about him are pretty funny. They've nicknamed him El Oso Blanco, which means the white bear, and they're talking about him. You know how those Chuck Norris things go around. Well, anyway, one of the ones about Evan Gattis is it says Evan Gattis doesn't mow his lawn. He stares at the grass and dares it to grow. Things like that. He's just kind of like the most interesting man in the world. His conscience listens to him. Things like that. It's pretty funny stuff. You don't even have to be a baseball fan to enjoy that right there.
Yeah, that's pretty
funny. You get a chance to study up on him. It's a really good story. It's one of hope, and the biography on him is just truly amazing, what he went through and the struggles he went through, and not knowing what he wanted to do, but the human spirit triumphed, and when he decided, hey, this is what I want to do, and he poured his heart and soul in it, here he is in the major leagues making money doing what he loves. So
just goes to show you, if you put your heart and soul into it and you have the drive and the ambition, there's nothing you can't accomplish.
No doubt about it.
Yeah, you sure can. And we're going to talk a little bit about softball too, since how it's over with now. And
it must be in Oklahoma, wasn't it?
A little spoiler there, yeah. But we'll talk about it in just a minute when we come back on the Good Outdoors. Thanks for listening, everybody.
There's only one place in Valdosta if you want the freshest seafood in town. It's Bubba Jack's Crab Shack at 1700 West Hill Avenue. They got wild Georgia shrimp cooked about any way you could want it. Fried, peel and eat, grilled, or buffalo style. They got a Wednesday night oyster special at $7.99 a dozen, and that ain't no mistake. $7.99 a dozen, Wednesday night only. Bring the kids with you, and if they don't eat seafood, get them some chicken tender baskets or hamburger hot dog. And do not forget to try the fresh cut, hand-dipped onion rings at Bubba Jack's Crab Shack, 1700 West Hill Avenue, Valdosta. Val Optics on Patterson Street in Valdosta, Georgia has been providing 1-hour service for 25 years. From eyeglass repair to eye exams conducted by one of 2 on-site optometrists, Val Optics is there for all of your eyesight concerns. There is no need for an appointment, and most insurances are accepted. Val Optics also accepts outside prescriptions. So if you need eyeglass repair or an eye exam, stop by Val Optics at 601 North Patterson Street, Valdosta, Georgia. 25 years in business says it all. Service. It's a very simple word, but you'd think it's French. At Deep South Sanitation, our service will never be questioned. We are there when we say we'll be there. If there's a couple extra bags by the can, we pick it up. Deep South Sanitation don't care if the lid won't close. All the more reason to dump it. If you're elderly or disabled, the Deep South Sanitation team will get your can, dump it, and put it back. If trash blew out, we don't leave it, we pick it up. Keep the money you pay for sanitation services local by supporting Deep South Sanitation, a locally owned business. Call Carrie Scarborough today at Deep South Sanitation, 229-559-0200.
Hey, this is Judd with T3 Outdoors. Did you know that T3 Outdoors buys, sells, trades, and consigns used guns? We need your used guns. T3 Outdoors has a huge selection of turkey gear, from mouth calls, box calls, decoys, and ammo. T3 also has $8.99 sweet fee. We also have new spring Under Armour, Guy Harvey, and AFCO shorts. T3 also carries knives, Yeti coolers, boots, Costa sunglasses, and more. T3 Outdoors is locally owned and operated on Perimeter Road next to Zacadoo's.
Hello, everyone. Dim the lights. Let's do this. Let's get to it. Let's go.
Introducing the winner of Austin's Idol and receiving a $1,000 Austin's gift card, Mr. Steve Seller.
If you want a steak, a salad or fish plate, maybe drink a beer with a friend. Come in as you are, it ain't just a bar at the SEC. The good times never end, a basket full of peanuts, and the best part is, it's an addiction you never have to quit. If you need a break, come along with me to Austin's Cattle Company. Oh yeah, to Austin's Cattle Company.
Austin's would like to thank everyone that participated in the contest and helping Austin's to remain an addiction you never have to quit. Congratulations to our winner and thank you from Austin's Cattle Company.
It's the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun, talking about everything to do with the outdoors with Steve, Darrell, and Ronnie.
Hey, welcome back this morning. Where was I? Oh, yeah, I know what I wanted to do. I couldn't remember. I was lost. We've been talking about all kind of good stuff this morning, and now I want to talk about the QDMA convention that comes to Athens July 18th to the 21st. It's the silver anniversary. Does anybody know what the silver anniversary is? 25 years of the Quality Deer Managers Association holds its national convention in Athens this year. And it's got a full schedule of events. So, man, it's the 13th annual national convention, but the 25th year of the QDMA. So, and it's going to be a great event. Lots of things going on. We have a hunter's hall, field trips, volunteers and members to meet by region to discuss issues. Lots of things going to be going on. Seminar and workshops, coyote trapping, advanced stand placement and hunting strategies, selecting wildlife trees and shrubs, and just all kind of stuff. Aging deer by jawbones, and deer processing. It's a good event to go to. Be a lot of things going on up there.
Speaking of deer, I saw 2 deer coming out of the Harvey's parking lot this morning on the way to work.
They been shopping?
I guess they were in there trying to get them a little snack or something. I don't know.
Harvey's parking lot. They might have been trying to go get them some leftover chicken or something.
I would imagine they over there at somebody's garden. There's a guy got it right behind the Harvey's. He's usually got a pretty good garden over there, and I think they were over there dining. Be my guess.
A little fine dining.
Yeah. Have y'all sent your donation in to Dzhokhar Tsarnaev's fund yet?
No, I hadn't, but I've seen where they have. They've raised some money on that.
$9,000 so far. It's amazing that anybody in America would send money to somebody that was wanting to blow us up.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Yep.
What I was talking about before we went to break is Oklahoma is the national champions in women's softball. They have swept Tennessee 2-0. National Player of the Year, Kaylani Ricketts, she's pretty dang good player. Pretty good player. Homered and drove in 4 runs. She drove in all 4 runs of the championship series, and the pitcher pitched a 3-hit shutout, and top-seeded Oklahoma won the softball championship 4-0. That's pretty good.
A shutout.
Yep, a shutout. Now, Oklahoma was picked to win, and Tennessee is first time they've been there, I think, in 6 years. So it was interesting to watch. I didn't get to watch it last night. I watched the first game, and I watched a lot of the leading up to it. But Oklahoma was a team to be reckoned with. You very seldom kept them down to no runs, man. They'd score on you. They were a heck of a team. They had it going on this year. And what a fitting win for Oklahoma with everything they've been through,
Mm-hmm. No doubt.
And I was watching just last Friday when all the tornadoes and stuff was going on, they were ducking and diving and dodging out there because it was right close to Oklahoma City is where these tornadoes went Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Did they have some more activity yesterday?
I don't know. I don't think so.
There was a possibility of it, but I don't know that they did. Conditions were looking like it could, but hope
I
not.
Heard. I did not heard, so I don't know. I want to talk a little bit this morning about it's time right now. Everybody should have their cameras in the woods, starting to study your deer. So I got to get mine out. I need to get a couple out this week, and I'll go over some tips about putting your game cameras out. Where to place them, how to place them, and things like that. Because man, they're a heck of a great tool for studying your deer herds. And it's that time of year. Deer antlers are growing, getting big. Some of them, I've seen on some of these deer farms that they put up on Facebook and things. A lot of them's got some good bone already. Down here in South Georgia, they ought to be getting decent sized horns too. But if you're going to put trail cameras out, now's a good time to do it. Start seeing what bucks you have. Start watching your bucks grow. Put some on your hit list. And the best place to do it, and I have a good place to do it, you got food sources. You know, a lot of people have, not everybody, a lot of people had food sources in the ground now, food plots growing. But mineral sites this time of year are very, very, very important. This is the time of the year that the bones growing, the deer need the minerals. They need the extra thing they can get from mineral site or protein feed and high protein feed to make them grow. It's an excellent spot. If you have a mineral site, like I've got one out there and they're hitting pretty good, need to get a camera on that and you can start watching these deer grow. It'd be an interesting time. And another way to check this time of year where you're, see what kind of deer are growing are scents. Use scent attractants. Do that around your mineral site also. You can pour molasses out or anything that's going to attract the deer to that mineral site and get them there and get them to linger around a little bit. Water's an important spot this time of year. It gets so hot, deer have to have water. 95 degrees outside. The deer live outside all the time. They don't get to come in out the weather, I mean, except for them deer at Harvey's this morning. Yep. Obviously, they'd been over there, chilling out in the air conditioning. But if you find a good water source this time of year and you have a trail going to it, put you some trail cameras on it and check it out. See what's coming to it. You might find something other than deer. You don't never know. But I always love having different pictures, not just deer. Different animals like raccoons. Watching raccoons and deer interact, that's pretty fun. So you can do that a lot through trail cameras. Beavers coming to water sources. Even otters if you're close to rivers or bigger water sources. It's just a huge selection, huge variety of things that you can see. Fences and holes and breaks in fences, passageways beneath or through fences where the movement is concentrated through. You got peanuts growing and soybeans and corn this time of year. Deer are beating a path to these things right now. They're young, they're tender, they're tearing them up. They want to be in them. They want to be there eating. So find you a spot like that. Put you some cameras on it. Check your deer herd. See what's going on.
What if we had to live like that throughout the year? We had seasons in which we could eat better than others. What if we had to go through the December, January, February month without much to eat, and then all of a sudden they open Winn-Dixie, Harvey's, and Publix around middle of March, end of March, and say, okay, we're gonna start letting y'all in a little bit at a time, but now about June we just gonna open the door, let you tear it up. Yeah, that'd be hard to deal with it. Oh man, that would stink.
Yeah, I mean. But that's what deer go through, yep. And you have to capitalize on that. It's hard, you want to see with your trail cameras, you want to see what deer you have before the season starts, but it also to me is important to see what you have that survived deer season. Mm-hmm. And thanks to the people that hunt around us, we know some of our bucks that survived this year, pictures that we have, pictures that other people have, so late season, this time of year right here, it's not hard to find where your deer are concentrated. If you got a peanut field, I can tell you where they're going to be.
They're going to be in the peanut field.
They're going to be in that peanut field.
Sometime during the day or night, they will be in the peanut field.
Over in Lakeland, we used to hunt over there, and I was putting trail cameras out, man, and I'd take a little bit of corn, and I'd put it out there in some of these rows of peanuts, and leave that trail camera up for a week and go back and check it, and it just had picture after picture. Them deer were concentrated because they were going to them peanut fields.
Hey, you got me wanting to boil more peanuts this weekend.
But it's just amazing to watch. This time of year they have like a smorgasbord. They have like a buffet out there.
A buffet.
If you go to anywhere that have agricultural crops growing, deer travel a pretty long ways at night to go eat. One night they'll be here eating peanuts. One night they'll be there eating soybeans, cotton.
Well, you don't want to eat peanuts every night.
No, they got everything they want to eat.
There you
go. So you find out where that's at. Put your trail cameras up on them. A lot of people don't realize how to, you got a food plot. If you're bow hunting, just take, for instance, you're bow hunting over a food plot. It's hard to do a lot of times. It's hard to, if you don't have corn poured right there in front of you to attract them deer or something else to attract them deer in front of you, hunt on a food plot. It's really hard to do. There's ways to funnel deer right by your stand. You take a chainsaw out there, cut down a tree, cut it right on the edge of a trail, let the limbs overhang, and it's going to force that deer to come a little closer to your stand while coming out in that food plot. And people don't utilize that enough. They don't take advantage of that enough.
Got to be clever.
That's creating fun. creating funnels. Exactly.
Altering the travel route.
Yes, sir.
You can do it. That's for sure.
Then later on in the season, as it gets closer to deer season, you can start finding, if you got a good rub line established that's been there for years, when it gets time to shed this velvet and start building them muscles up for fighting, get on a good rub line, put your trail camera up and watch, see what deer come through there. You know what bucks are using there then. Trail cameras are a very important part for deer hunting in my book.
Oh yeah, a lot of times a deer will have a signpost rub that they rub constantly, year in and year out. That same tree or that same fence post or same cedar tree or whatever, and you can set your trail camera up on it, knowing from year to year, multiple bucks will hit the same tree, leaving a scent and things like that. And that's a good thing, called a signpost rub. But a rub line is probably one of my favorite places to put a trail camera, because nothing like finding a good rub line with good size rubs, coming to from a feeding to a bedding area or vice versa, and then putting that trail camera on and getting evidence of what you thought was there. About 150 class buck, man, it gets you stoked up and ready, and you start trying to plot and figure out how to kill him, man. That's what hunting's all about.
That's where the fun begins, isn't it?
Yep. The hunting season anymore is not just the hunting season. It's year round. It's keeping tabs on you, what your herd's doing, what your neighbor's herd's doing, and keeping your food plants planted, your mineral sites, and it's management. It's quality deer management. That's what this the QDMA show's about there in Athens. So interesting. If you can make it up there, it's a good thing to go. They've been doing it like Darrell said for 25 years. So good information there. If you, I'd love nothing more than have me a piece of land and buy me 300, 400, 500 acres. I had to go in there and plant food plots, and the first thing I do is not shoot a thing for 3 years. That'd be me. I'd evaluate my herd, get me a plan, and go from there.
Yeah. A lot of people think differently on how they want to manage their land, and you just made a statement you wouldn't shoot nothing for 3 years.
No, not at all.
On what size land would you say?
I don't care. It don't matter to me if it was 30 acres or 1,000. I wouldn't shoot nothing for 3 years till I got a grip using trail cameras. I'd go hunting, but I'd be doing more observing than hunting. I'd be going there looking to see what I got.
That makes a lot of sense.
That's just me. I'd be doing some all the surveys I could to try to figure out what I got, and then figure out a way to manage it to what I wanted to do.
And that makes a lot of sense. And people have to know your inventory of deer. We'll cover a little bit of that when we get back here too. We're going to take another break here on the Good Outdoors. Thanks for listening, everybody.
With over 40,000 machines in the field, the pro's choice is Dixie Chopper. Be a pro, buy a chopper. Built right here in America with one simple goal. Build a mower that cuts more grass and doesn't break when you use it. Be a pro, buy a chopper. With Chopper's price, performance, and reliability guarantee, make the smart choice. Be a pro, buy a chopper.
We're running out of time. We're drawing the line. This is our battle cry.
Huntin' is Good TV is an action-packed hunting show with a mission to secure our hunting heritage. Join Steve Nichols, Trey Weatherington, and Neil Armati each week as they hunt across the U.S. and Canada with pro athletes, actors, wounded warriors, kids, and regular old Joes who know hunting is good. Huntin' is Good TV airs on Pursuit Channel and is available on Dish Network Channel 240 and DirecTV Channel 604. For more info, visit huntingisgoodtv.com and follow on Facebook at facebook.com/HIG TV show. You can also use your high-speed internet connection to watch online by logging on to filmon.com at the airtimes posted on our website. And remember, hunting is good.
This is our battle cry.
Justamere Farm is a full boarding, training, and lesson facility conveniently located on Valdale Road in Hayhire. Justamere Farm offers a facility like no other in the area with many amenities to meet all your equine needs, whether it's riding, training, or boarding. If riding is your passion, Justamere has you covered with an indoor arena, a large lighted outdoor arena with an alleyway, a large jump course arena, a round pen for training, trails, and access to dirt roads. Private and shared lessons are available, so give Justamere Farms a call today at 229-460-2331.
So Dawson, is Dad still ill about you calling him out on his shooting ability?
I
I don't think so, but I have seen him on the range a lot more lately.
Dad always says practice makes perfect.
That's what he says, but I don't think it works for adults.
Why do you say that?
Well, from the look of the scorecard, it's making it worse.
Dawson, bring me some more shotgun shells.
Okay, Dad.
If you need some practice, come by Southwind Clays and Quail on the Quitman Highway just past the river headed towards Quitman. With a top-notch clubhouse, a 5-stand, sporting clays range, as well as a rifle and pistol range, Southwind has what you need to succeed. World-class quail hunting is also available with some of the finest bird dogs around.
Dad sure shoots a lot.
Yeah, if he keeps this up, Mom's going to be mad.
Why is that?
Because he's spending all Mom's shopping money on shotgun shells.
It's the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun, talking about everything to do with the outdoors with Steve, Darrell, and Ronnie.
Get us a job with CSI.
There's the cricket sound.
I tell you, there's an interesting article about a couple in Michigan I'm just reading about, and they have a pet named Lily. And Lily is just like any other house pet. She hangs out in the living room and plays outside with the family dog. But the problem is Lily is a deer. Okay? Her owners, who asked not to be named, say they're in a legal battle to keep the pet at the home. 5 years ago, Lily's pregnant mother was hit by a car in Genesee County, Michigan. Police were called, and the pregnant deer gave birth to Lily as she lay dying. Lily was in rough shape, but she was alive, and the owner asked the officer if he had any problem if we could try to save her, and he said, go ahead, she won't last 15 minutes, but give it a try. 5 years later, she's a member of the family, and we love to have her. They love her to pieces, she says. They got a red bandana trapped around it. It shows a video of her playing with all the other pets and living in the house and just acting like a regular pet. But the Michigan Department of Natural Resources says the law prohibits the possession of a live wild animal, including deer. The agency got involved after a neighbor's friend complained about Lily. Now, I'd like to slap the taste out of that neighbor's mouth. Why is she complaining? But anyway, the prospect
she
of losing
doesn't have anything better to do.
The prospect of losing Lily is particularly painful for the family, and they say it'd be like taking her child away. The deer sleeps on a futon, it watches TV, plays frisbee with the boys. It's just like any other pet. And the state says now it's dangerous, suddenly, after 5 years, to keep the deer in the house, noting that wild animals can become violent, and now the owners are in a battle because the state wants to take Lily away and euthanize her because she's become domestic.
Euthanize her?
They can't turn it back in the wild.
Okay, if they're going to take it away, why don't they take it to a zoo or somewhere else?
Why do they need to take it away? That's besides. I think that they're in a legal battle, and I think I hope that they'll win because of the fact that the officer at the time of the deer's birth said go ahead and give it a whirl. So it seems to me like that's going to
permission to me.
Yeah, it sounds like permission to me. I hope that Lily makes it. She's a big old gal, and she sits right there on the couch watching TV. It's pretty. Got a cat in there, and just hangs out in there. I guess they got her potty trained too. It looks like a really clean house. So. If they don't have her potty trained, that's a mess, because I've seen does come out the food plot and make a mess.
Blow it up on it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but, I just don't understand why they got to go in there now and do it.
Yeah, it don't make
doesn't make no sense.
Good luck, Lily. You're a good-looking old gal. Hope things turn out well with you.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like having me and you went through a traumatic experience as children, and with Wilbur. And
yeah, I did.
Had a pet. Darrell took it exceptionally bad.
I'm the one that fed Wilbur. I'm the one that raised Wilbur.
Was it a pig?
Why do you think I'm so cold with animals
Wilbur was
now?
a pig. Yeah, Wilbur was a pig, and it got bad when we watched Dad sit on top of it while David Hardman castrated him. That was traumatic enough hearing the squeals. But then when we put old Wilbur down to turn him into pork chops, Darrell was.
And I ain't had a pet I cared about since. Let's take this call right quick. Good morning, caller. You're on the Good Outdoors.
There goes another one trying to tell us how to raise our children.
That's right. Amen. That's right. Amen. We'll raise Lily the way we want to raise her, won't we?
Right. I think that's wrong with it. I guess she barked a little loud, or they had too much fun.
She went meh and just woke them up or something.
Yeah, what's
ridiculous.
Wrong with now trying to tend to your business.
Yeah, that's right. If they just mind their own business, there's no way a deer could be upsetting the neighbor. Come on, that's crazy.
They had too much fun over there going on. They didn't get invited.
That's about right.
There you go.
Jealous because they don't have one. Yeah.
Y'all hang in there.
We're
gonna try. We fighting for the little people.
You're talking about putting the cameras out.
Mm-hmm.
Last year we didn't see any, except I don't have a radio going now.
Okay.
We didn't see any except at night on our cameras.
A lot of my pictures were at night too last year, and last year was a different kind of year for me too, and a lot of other people.
A bad year for us.
Yeah, me too.
The whole season.
Yeah, mine was too. I'm gonna get some trail cameras out here pretty quick and start getting some inventory and start posting some on Facebook and watching them grow maybe.
That's a good idea, but I hope we kill more than we killed last year because we couldn't even give family none this year, and they kind of mad with us, I guess.
They were depending on you.
Jealous.
They ain't coming around, I guess they're mad with us.
They're jealous.
All right, y'all take it easy.
All right, you too.
We'll see you.
All right, bye.
You're talking about Lily. That reminds me of a story. I had a goat when I was in the insurance business. I traveled around 3 states talking to people about insurance with a company out of Thomasville. And I ended up in Vidalia, Georgia, and I pulled up to this house to talk to a lady about her Social Security benefits and things like that. And there was a little bitty goat standing on the porch. I mean, real little, man. It was so pretty and cute, you know. I was like, man, my kids would love that thing. So I went in there and I did the little review with the lady, and I said, what's up with that goat? And she said, man, I'm trying to get rid of him. We got a bunch of them out back. And I looked out back, and sure enough, they were in the goat business. I said, well, how much would you want for that goat? And we got in a serious negotiation there. And now I was in a Delta 88. No, excuse me. No, it wasn't a Delta 88. It was something. I can't remember what kind of car. It was an Oldsmobile. Nice car. And I said, well, I got this car here. I don't know if I could get him back. And she said, well, you know, it's a pretty good goat here. You know, I could take him to the sale. I could probably get $10 out of him. I said, $10, huh? I said, hey, that's a lot of money for a goat, but okay, I'll take him. And I got the goat, picked him up, and he had a little story there. His mom died giving birth to him, and it was touch and go. Didn't know if he was going to make it. Had to be bottle fed, so they named him Champion because he was a champion, you know, to survive. So I took Champion, and I scooped him up, and I walked over to that car, and I looked at how nice the car was, how clean it was, and I said, you know, I probably would get shot if I put this goat inside this car and he messes it up. So I put him in the trunk. Shut the trunk lid, drove back to Moultrie where I lived, and got him out. And you know, the kids loved him. You know, we built a little pen in there for him. And I quickly learned that goats are escape artists.
Yes,
you cannot keep them in the pen. There's absolutely no way. You could put him in a vault at the bank and come back 5 minutes later, and he'll be up there counting money at the teller line. Okay, you can't do it. So anyway, it started as he grew and got bigger, and the luster wore off of how cute he was, and he turned into a menace. And when I'd go in the pen and I'd look at him, and I'd make sure he was over in the corner, and I'd turn my back to pour the feed in the thing, and he'd ram me. But the straw that broke the camel's back, this was leading up to it. I get a call when I'm at work one day. And the lady next door is mad because Champion's over eating all of her flowers. Okay, and we'll go ahead and take this call, and I'll continue the story after he gets off the phone there. Good morning, caller. You're on there on the Good Outdoors. How are you?
Shut up, Chuck. What's up?
Hey, guys. Well, I'm going to see if I can talk this morning without hanging up on myself.
Okay, I hear you.
Good luck, Chuck.
Hey, Steve, you talking about those folks with that deer. It looks like they would be able to claim that it's not wild because it was never in the wild. They was born and raised as a pet.
I think that they're going to have an argument there. I can't see that the state is going to get so involved in making a point that they're going to spend a lot of money fighting this thing. I think there'll be some some concessions made there, but yeah, I mean, it's never spent a day in the wild, and to me, you only got 2 choices. That's to euthanize it, which makes absolutely no sense. But if you just hell bent on taking it away, You got to give it to a zoo or something, a petting zoo or whatever. You can't euthanize an animal, but to take it away from the family doesn't seem like a very good option to me.
Well, we raised one when I was growing up as a teenager. We had one, and it played with our Dachshund.
Yeah.
It slept on the couch. I mean, we had a ball with it.
Were you ever able to teach it to drive the Dachshund?
No, whenever. And speaking of deer, I
went on right by that.
Two last night that had horns.
Oh yeah, they got a little horn action going on. I saw one in Hayhire the other day, had a little hell of a junk coming out.
I sure thought it was mighty early, but I guess not.
Yeah, it's a.
Oh no, it's not early.
It's kind of getting to the point you're gonna start seeing it now more and more. But I've seen them actually come in early May in some rare instances, just like I've seen deer carrying a rack in March before, believe it or not.
Especially in South Florida.
Yeah. So
well, how did the truck get out there all right?
Oh yeah, got there about 3:00 this morning. I think they said.
Well, they got it. They finished unloading it about 3 this morning. Well, actually about 2. So.
All right, guys. We had a good time the other day, man. I enjoyed it. That was fun.
We appreciate all your help.
Yeah, appreciate you helping, man.
Yeah, man. We enjoyed it. I'll holler at y'all later. Y'all take care.
All right.
All right.
But I got the call talking about the goat. I got the call at work, and my neighbor, Miss Kathy, she was frantic because Champion was there eating the stuff, and she was mad. And I come home and I punished the goat. I'll leave it at that. And I don't think he even knew why he was being punished, because he just didn't care. He had already ate all our shrubs, all our flowers, and was moving on to the neighbors. And I said, man, I got to do something about that goat. So I made a conscious effort to get in the pen and say, okay, I got to make sure there's absolutely no way he can get out. So I went to the hardware store. I bought wire, put a top on the little enclosure there. I looked around. I said, there's just no way he can get out of here. Okay. So I go back to work, and about 10:30 that morning, Miss Kathy calls, and she done had enough. She said, if you don't do something about that dadgum goat, I'm gonna call the sheriff. And she goes, I hate to be like that, but I said, nope. I said, I'm solving the problem. If it's to go home, I'm gonna get him, and I'm gonna get him out of there. I'm gonna go find somebody. I'm gonna find him a new home. And I come home, and we had a porch. Darrell remembers it. Had a swing on the porch, and 2 or 3 people can sit in. And I come home and drive in my driveway, and that daggum goat is up on my porch in that swing swinging. That is no joke.
And you out working for a living.
And I'm out working for a living. He's making the neighbors call me, and I lost it. I went and I grabbed him by them horns. I drug him to that truck. I tied him up in the back of that truck, and me and him went to town.
We don't have pets. Our pets have pets.
Yeah.
They work us. They live the life of luxury.
Well, that's my goat story. We're going to take a break here on the Good Outdoors. We'll be back in about 3 minutes. Y'all hang in there.
Attention Outdoor Nation. Adel Outfitters, located at exit 39 on I-75 in Adel, Georgia, has over 18,000 square feet of outdoor unbelievability just waiting on you. Specializing in a wide range of outdoor supplies for everyone, including hunting, fishing, shooting, kayaking, camping, little league, clothing, knives, boots, you name it, Adel Outfitters has it. They also have that personal one-on-one attention that you just might not be getting from some of the big boxes, and Adel Outfitters has a whole lot less overhead, so you'll be surprised at the deals. So come see us now at Adel Outfitters, exit 39, Adel, Georgia. Woo-wee! Sweet Tea Smokehouse on South Hutchinson Avenue, Adel, is the bomb. You ain't had good old South Georgia barbecue if you ain't been to Sweet Tea Smokehouse. Ribs, chicken, pork, beef, good grief, this is some fine eating. And it ain't called Sweet Teas for nothing. Ice cold sweet tea and good old barbecue plate with all the trimmings is what living in the South is all about. Head up Highway 41 north towards Adel. Swing into Sweet Tea Smokehouse for lunch or dinner. Great southern barbecue like it's supposed to be. And don't forget some of that fine Brunswick stew. Woo-wee!
Hi, I'm Barry Broom with Allstate Insurance Company. I'm a big fan of the great outdoors. There are many recreational activities that allow us to enjoy God's creation. There's boating, camping, hunting, hiking, fishing. Think about all the gear, equipment, and vehicles that we have that make those times outdoors so memorable. When it comes to protecting and insuring your firearm, your boat, RV, camper, four-wheeler, even your golf cart, think of me, Barry Broom, your Allstate agent. Call me at 229-244-9856 or visit me online at barrybroom.com. Go make a memory. Enjoy your great outdoors.
The grill might be in storage, but that's what campfires are for. And the backyard party is on hiatus, but that's because everyone is tailgating. Only the seasons change, tastes don't. And when you've got Bud Light Lime, you don't need summer to have a good time. It's the superior drinkability of Bud Light with a splash of 100% natural lime flavor. Look for a Bud Light Lime and find your summer state of mind anytime. It's in the lime. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Lime flavored beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Brigman & Brigman Cabinets in Hayhira, Georgia specializes in custom-built cabinets. You can come in and sit down with our staff and start from scratch to develop the perfect cabinet layout. Or bring in your plans and start there. From design to installation, Brigman & Brigman can help you every step of the way. Estimates are always free, and your satisfaction is our goal. Whether it's a remodel, a spec house, or your custom-built dream home, give Brigman & Brigman Cabinets in Hayhira a call at 229-794-2108 to set up an appointment. Crystal River Seafood on St. Augustine Road in Valdosta is a fine seafood dining experience. Folks from miles around come in to enjoy the fine seafood and friendly atmosphere Crystal River has to offer. Their friendly staff makes your dining experience one to remember, as well as one to repeat. Fish like grouper, salmon, mahi, catfish are always great choices, along with shrimp, oysters, crab cakes, and crab legs. Hey, you not in the mood for seafood? Order a juicy ribeye steak. Crystal River Seafood is open for lunch and dinner. Crystal River Seafood, 958 St. Augustine Road, Valdosta, Georgia.
WKAA, Willacoochee, Valdosta. Coming at you this hour. Nothing but the best country music.
99.5 Kicks Country.
It's the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun. Talking about everything to do with the outdoors with Steve, Darrell, and Ronnie.
Welcome back this morning to the Good Outdoors. We're listening to Steve's story about his goat. And, you know, I know a lot of people, even today, and a lot of people growing up that had wild animals as pets. You know, I know somebody right now that's got a raccoon that is just as doggone tame as a dog. I think the coon thinks it's a dog and does everything with the guy. You know, he's just a heck of a pet. It really is.
You can actually, of course, we've had a couple of coons during our lives, but you can actually buy a raccoon legally as a pet. Yeah, you have to go through the channels, the proper channels. And I think, matter of fact, I mean, you can try to get a permit to raise any wild animal. I guess it's just a matter of going through the proper channels and getting it approved. It don't always get approved, but you can actually get on the internet and see a whole lot of things about where you can buy raccoons at, tips and stuff. They strongly. It's odd because they strongly suggest not having it, and especially not having it in your house, because a raccoon is unbelievably destructive inside a house, raiding your kitchen and things like that. But one thing you can't do in Ohio is keep a 7-foot alligator in your basement. The Humane Society of Greater Dayton removed a reptile from a man's Huber Heights home on Sunday after getting a tip about mistreatment. Not only did he have the alligator in his basement, he was evidently mistreating him. So they went in there. Went in and removed him. We got a call coming in. We'll go ahead and take the call. Good morning, caller. You're on the Good Outdoors. How are you?
Good morning, gentlemen.
What's happening?
If you want a good pet, you got to get somebody that knows what to do and start off with. It's a skunk.
A skunk? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, skunk. I used to have a friend. Their daddy, they catch them when they're little babies, and he go in and call it de-skunk them. I don't know how his daddy put that stink out somehow or another. But them was a real nice pets, too.
Yeah, the vet. You can take the vet down to the vet, and they'll de-skunkify him for you.
They will take out the musk gland.
Yeah. But I just throw that in there.
Yes, sir. Good point. Yeah, I've always heard they're good pets. Appreciate you calling.
Yeah, there's old mailman. We on the way to the post office.
All right.
Where y'all located at? I know I got to be going by there.
We're in Valdosta, Georgia, on Ellis Street. Right, you know where Crystal is on St. Augustine?
Oh, no, okay. I ain't where I thought you was. I thought you was more like downtown around the post office.
Nope, we out here on Ellis Street.
That's right, boy.
Yep, that's
okay.
right.
All right, buddy. Have a good day.
You do the same. Yeah, but officials say the alligator was not being kept in proper condition and was not on a proper diet. Its growth is stunted for its age, and it is showing other signs of deteriorating health. Huh? That's not good. If you're gonna have a pet alligator in your basement, at least you can just feed the thing.
Yeah, if you're gonna have a pet anything, at least you can do feed the thing.
Was that the one in Ohio?
Yeah.
And that the one that said they bone disease because it didn't have the sunlight.
Yeah. A gator needs sunlight. He gets a lot of vitamin C from the sun. So.
He gets warmed up by the sun too, and he's keeping it in a basement in Ohio, and it's cold in Ohio. This don't make sense.
Probably wasn't feeling too good. Old cold, damp basement.
Hey, Ricky, I don't know if you listen. I ever call Wanda if you are. She needs a little help this morning. Thought I'd throw that out there. And Wanda, we will be praying for you, by the way.
We sure will.
Sure will. Thanks for sharing that with us anyway. It was a little inside thing. Good morning, Chad. Good morning, Demery. Demery's got, I'm going to throw this out there since he hadn't. He's got one more day this week unless he has to work on Friday again and I can laugh at him. Because you know I like to laugh at him when I can. He's a big old boy, though, ain't he?
Can't laugh too hard. He's big enough to take care of you.
Oh, man, he ain't nothing but a big old sissy. That's
Oh,
all he
here we
is.
go.
Oh, snap.
Here we go.
You hear that, Demery? I'm talking about you because you ain't took me hunting or fishing yet. Well, I can't. I
He's
really
asked
can't.
you.
Yeah, he has. I can't say that the invitation ain't been there. So sorry, you're not a big old sissy. You're just a little sissy.
I'm saying I ain't saying anything about sissy, but he's big. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Hey, he said he had to go home and what was it, Friday? He wasn't going to mow grass Friday afternoon because it was too late when he got there, but he was going to mow grass Saturday morning. So that's a lot of what's going on now. These little afternoon showers. My grass was about dead again, and we had an afternoon shower day before yesterday, and all the weeds shot up about a foot tall.
I sure like to see these afternoon showers y'all speak of because I ain't seen them.
Well, we evidently got one last night too.
It was, I think it rained maybe. I wouldn't call it rain. It looked a little damp when I come out this morning, but I wouldn't call it rain. It had to be a mist. It couldn't be much of a rain.
Sprinkled on us when we first got here this morning.
Yeah, it did. And it looked like it had rained in the parking lot some this morning. We'll see.
Yeah, well, we need some rain. It's dry as a bone now.
Yeah,
it's just amazing to me how quickly that happened too.
Oh yeah, we were just a month and a half ago maybe. It was raining all the time. It was too wet to do anything in the hunting club or any of that. And now it's wet again. Hey, let's take this call real quick. Good morning, caller. You're on the Good Outdoors.
Darrell.
Yes, sir.
Your brother must sleep like the dead.
Why you say that?
I don't know what part of Hayhire he lives in, but it flooded in Hayhire last night.
Well, it didn't on my part. I don't know. Where you live?
You know where Mitch lives.
Oh, is this Mitch? I didn't recognize who it was. No,
yeah, we live all a mile apart, probably, in Hayhire.
It must have skirted me, or maybe I do sleep like the dead. But maybe it has something to do with getting up at 3:15 every morning, Mitch. I don't know.
I don't know. That could be. I mean, I know I'm up with you, so there was, I don't know what your point is, but.
Well, how come there wasn't no water anywhere? I mean, if it rained so hard, I mean, my driveway was barely wet.
Because the ground might have soaked it up. I don't know.
I don't know.
There.
I don't know either.
I know about 11 o'clock it woke me up with it was the biggest, it was a big boom outside.
I didn't see or hear none of that.
Huh. You missed.
Yeah, as long as it happened, I don't care if I saw it or not.
Mitch, what's been going on with you, man?
Work.
Is that it?
Work and watching it rain.
Yeah, apparently.
What's going on?
I mean, somebody's got to. You ain't.
I never claimed to be the
Somebody's got to
weatherman.
be able to tell the story, don't they?
What's been going on? What's going on at T3 Outdoors here lately?
Getting ready for bow season, basically. I mean, that's the next season coming up, and just trying to get some stuff in, trying to get stuff ordered, and getting ready for the mad rush.
Mm-hmm.
When does, out of curiosity, when would you say that y'all's archery sales, as far as bows in particular, start really gearing up? What month?
Well, it's kind of off and on. You will have a surge in about end of June, 1st of July will be a surge, all the way up to bow season, opening weekend of bow season.
Right.
And then it'll kind of taper off for a little while, and then you'll have some stuff right around Christmas time. And then it'll taper off, of course, at Christmas. Everybody gets their income tax back, get up about a month and a half there, you'll have a pretty good little surge. But your main sales is going to be July, 1st of July area.
Right.
Or, the day before bow season kicks in.
Yeah, everybody waits till the last minute, gets the bug, and heads to T3 to get them a bow and think they're going to run out the next day and shoot them one. And sometimes it happens.
Hey, you never can tell. Sometimes all you need is 20 yards.
That's right. That's right.
So, I don't know. That's the way it works. I mean, now our repair's going all year, but of course, everybody and their brother seems to wait a week before season comes in and it's streamed.
Oh yeah, then they get up there and say, "Hey, bitch, fix this bow here. I'll be back in an hour to pick it up. They don't realize you got 50 bows ahead of them, do they?
Right. I mean, so I urge anybody that's going to bow hunt, no matter where you shop at or whatever, get your bow in early. It makes it easier on the guy behind the counter and makes it easier on you also.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. Takes the stress off of everybody.
Sure does.
I'm going to take mine in late and say, Mitch, I got to have this tomorrow just because you want it early.
He can do it, though. That's the thing about it. Yeah. He can get it done.
It can be done.
Yes, I hear you. Yeah, anything for a price, right, Mitch?
That's right.
Well, yeah and no. I mean, hey, even though you waited the last minute, you still get the same great deal, so there you go.
Unless it's me, because I guarantee you'll charge me.
Charging Nichols boys double.
I knew that was going to happen.
Double or nothing.
I hear you, brother. All right, man, we appreciate you calling this morning.
All right, guys. See
Take it easy, Mitch. See you, man.
See you, Bo Boy.
Throw the Bo Boy in there.
Bo Boy.
I'm looking at the weather down here at Crystal River for the weekend. Looks like it's going to be pretty good after all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do some fishing or filming, hopefully. And, you know, we were talking a little bit about pets and stuff, and a lot of people have pets. I got a friend of mine that's got the coon. I looked on his Facebook page. He's got a collar on this thing. He's laid up there asleep, all up on his recliner, laid up in the sink, ready to take a bath. And he talks about his coon all the time, it's like he's a friend of his. But they are very destructive.
Yeah, they'll eat your Cheerios before you know it.
Man. And they're, their hands are amazing, what they can do with their hands. That's how they eat, and they clean all their food off and everything. They're actually a clean eating animal. They like to wash their food before they eat it.
No matter what it is.
They can get into anything, man.
Well, you know why they're actually washing their food, don't you? They don't have saliva glands. They have to wet it to be able to eat it. They're not actually washing it. Did you know that?
I didn't. I'm not a...
Sounds made up to me.
No, that's a fact, Jack. They have to have moisture to do it because they don't produce saliva. That's a fact. You're talking to a man who Darrell can attest owned 2 coons. I know.
He didn't own them.
On 2 dry mouth coons.
No, they weren't dry mouth. You had to have water or they wouldn't eat it. Got to have water. That's why when you run your trap line, you run it around water.
What was one of them's name was Rascal. What was the other one? You remember?
Haskell.
Haskell? Was it Haskell?
And Rascal.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't remember.
Haskell was named after my preacher, Haskell White, at First Baptist Church in Hayhira. And then Rascal, he was just named because...
It rhymed with Haskell.
That's just the name that stuck. I don't think there was much rhyme or reason. Hey, they're having a snakehead competition up there in the Marine Corps base in Quantico, Virginia. Snakehead invasive species of fish have taken over up there, and they're having a snakehead tournament, which is designed to get rid of the voracious fish. He's an invasive species that got loose from a fish store in New York several years back.
Tournaments on them. They got bounties on their heads. Yep. They want to get rid of them things.
Yeah,
hey, we're going to take a break here on the Good Outdoors. We'll be right back in about 3 minutes.
Service. It's a very simple word, but you'd think it's French. At Deep South Sanitation, our service will never be questioned. We are there when we say we'll be there. If there's a couple extra bags by the can, we pick it up. Deep South Sanitation don't care if the lid won't close. All the more reason to dump it. If you're elderly or disabled, the Deep South Sanitation team will get your can, dump it, and put it back. If trash blew out, we don't leave it, we pick it up. Keep the money you pay for sanitation services local by supporting Deep South Sanitation, a locally owned business. Call Carrie Scarborough today at Deep South Sanitation, 229-559-0200. It's that time of year. People everywhere will be scrambling to find somebody to take care of filing their taxes. Fast Tax and Bookkeeping at 1407 West Hill Avenue, Suite Q has a quick turnaround time and the knowledge to prepare your taxes properly, making sure you are getting what's due. With $25 1040 EZ filings, electronic refunds in a flash, military and college student discounts, and fast and friendly service, drop by and see Lisa Griffiths and the gang at 1407 West Hill Avenue, Suite Q, or give them a call at 229-253-0181 to schedule an appointment.
SWAT Graphics, located at 300 South Tomb Street, is the area's #1 graphic design service company. Specializing in graphic banners, stickers, signs, and design, SWAT Graphics can help from concept to completion. If you have a design idea for a company logo, SWAT Graphics can bring it to reality. Maybe you have a logo and just need it placed on a sign, sticker, or banner. Whatever the case, stop by SWAT Graphics at 300 South Tomb Street, Valdosta, or give them a call at 241-9185. SWAT Graphics, proud sponsor of the Good Outdoors.
Hey, this is Judd with T3 Outdoors. Did you know that T3 Outdoors buys, sells, trades, and consigns used guns? We need your used guns. T3 Outdoors has a huge selection of turkey gear, from mouth calls, box calls, decoys, and ammo. T3 also has $8.99 sweet fee. We also have new spring Under Armour, Guy Harvey, and AFCO shorts. T3 also carries knives, Yeti coolers, boots, Costa sunglasses, and more. T3 Outdoors is locally owned and operated on Perimeter Road next to Zacadoo's.
There's only one place in Valdosta if you want the freshest seafood in town. It's Bubba Jack's Crab Shack at 1700 West Hill Avenue. They got wild Georgia shrimp cooked about any way you could want it. Fried, peel and eat, grilled, or buffalo style. They got a Wednesday night oyster special at $7.99 a dozen, and that ain't no mistake. $7.99 a dozen, Wednesday night only. Bring the kids with you, and if they don't eat seafood, get them some chicken tender baskets or hamburger or hot dog. And do not forget to try the fresh cut, hand-dipped onion rings at Bubba Jack's Crab Shack, 1700 West Hill Avenue, Valdosta.
Justamere Farm is a full boarding, training, and lesson facility conveniently located on Valdale Road in Hayhire. Justamere Farm offers a facility like no other in the area with many amenities to meet all your equine needs, whether it's riding, training, or boarding. If riding is your passion, Justamere has you covered with an indoor arena, a large lighted outdoor arena with an alleyway, a large jump course arena, a round pen for training, trails, and access to dirt roads. Private and shared lessons are available, so give Justamere Farms a call today at 229-460-2331.
You're listening to The Good Outdoors with Steve, Darrell, and Ronnie on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun.
Welcome back this morning to The Good Outdoors. Alexis came in yesterday morning and spent the morning with us and watched what we do and talked a little bit. And this morning, Madison and Morgan, two of my other daughters, came in with us this morning. Morgan's out there sleeping in the hallway on the chairs. And Madison has come in the studio and sat down in Ronnie's chair, got the earphones on, and we're going to share a story a lot of people know. This year, carried Madison hunting with me. It was opening day of muzzleloader season, and in Georgia, a child under the age of 16, I believe it is, can hunt with a rifle during muzzleloader season. It gives the child kind of a children's or child's season for hunting. I carried Madison with me, didn't I, Madison? Get that microphone on down there in your face, pull it on down there, and let's talk a little bit. There you go. We went hunting, didn't we?
Yes, sir.
You got to speak up. Okay. Then we sat up there with the video camera. Me and you and Mr. Al was out there with us, Al Dodds, wasn't he? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And he wished us luck that morning, didn't he? Mm-hmm. Well, we're sitting there and got the video camera up there, and we're looking around, and what happens? Tell us what happened.
Well,
speak up.
You told me you seen a deer.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried to find it.
I turned the video camera on. A buck walked out down there a little ways, about 115 yards down there, didn't he?
Yes, sir.
And I got the video camera rolling and put the gun up there for you. And you were looking through the scope. And what did I do to get the deer to stop walking?
You did some call.
I made a grunt, didn't I? Mm-hmm. And what did the deer do when I made that sound?
He looked towards us.
Yeah, stopped right there, broadside, and looked towards us, and you couldn't see him in the scope yet, could you?
No, sir.
The deer took off walking again. And I grunted again. And he stopped, and he was just about to get off, and you said, I see him. I said, okay, squeeze the trigger. And you did, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
And oh boy, when you did, what happened? What happened?
The scope hit my eye.
You got to get right here on this microphone.
The scope hit my eye.
The scope hit your eye. Okay. And it hurt.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it did. And what the deer do, by the way? Did you remember what the deer did after you shot like that? And I got the gun from you and saw your eye was messed up. What was the deer doing?
Standing there
looking at us. I think he was laughing, wasn't he? He wasn't laughing at you, but I think he was laughing at me for not paying attention enough and not watching you enough, and that scope hitting your eye like it did. So we had to get down out of the deer stand, finally cut the camera off after about a minute with the deer still standing there. We got down out of the deer stand and went to the doctor, went to the emergency room, and got your eye sewed up. Didn't we?
Yes.
How many stitches did it take, you remember? What was it, 11?
11.
I think it was 11. 11 or 13. Right across your eye. And we looked back on it and thought about it and figured out what you did, and we was in such a hurry and a rush that you actually looked with the wrong eye through the scope. You crossed over And I wasn't paying attention enough. It's not your fault. It was mine. I wasn't paying attention enough, and but you didn't want to go home then. You wanted to go back out there to the hunting club. You wasn't ready to go home, and you was ready to still. You wanted to hunt more, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
She wasn't giving up.
She didn't want to give up. That's a trooper right there. But we didn't see that deer anymore that year. I didn't get any pictures of that deer. We know you missed because the deer stood there and laughed at me for a solid minute on video. We watched that video, carried it back up to camp, showed Mr. Al and Michael. They were out there, and but your eye healed up nicely. You can't even see the scar now unless you look for it, know what you're looking for. You can't even see it. But did it hurt? I mean, did it really hurt bad, or did it scare you, or tell me about that.
I really couldn't feel it. It just surprised me.
It bled a lot, didn't it? Yes. It's a bad spot, and it's going to bleed a lot. And got you down. We left the camera, gun, everything right there in the stand, didn't we? We just got down and walked and went on and got in the truck and left. And even had the binoculars. Where were they? Remember where they were at? Somehow I left them on the bumper of the truck. As we were leaving, they fell off, and we had to find them when we got back out there. It was a mess. But I took all the blame for that, for not watching over you like I should have. But it was a nice buck. It would have been your first deer.
Yeah, Uncle Steve wouldn't have let that happen to you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I remember you sending me the picture of that, and I was looking at it on the picture. I went, "Holy cow!" I knew right away what happened. You could tell. You could the telltale sign of the scope ring on her eye, but it looked worse than it was, I guess. So.
Yeah, it did, and but she was a trooper. Now she wanted to go back and get after it again, and we went a few more times this year. We couldn't get connected up on a deer. I had a good weekend that weekend though, actually, because the evening before was on Saturday was when Caitlin shot her deer, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because that was on Sunday morning when you done that. Saturday morning on opening weekend, I'd carried Caitlin, and we'd seen a couple of deer, couldn't get on them Saturday morning, went back Saturday evening, had 2 little 6 points come out, would have been her first deer, and she shot, and I don't understand what happened. She blooded that deer up, and we never could find it, never seen it, hiding her hair of it later on at all, never seen buzzards or anything about deer, so I don't know what happened. But so we had a good weekend that weekend. We saw several deer, saw bucks, and had a good time, and now you're ready to go back. Mm-hmm. Going to get out there and practice a little bit this year. We're going to shoot some and practice up and make sure we're using the right eye and the scope and make sure that I'm watching you better, and might just leave that video camera home this time. How about that? Good. Well, you sure aren't very talkative this morning. Are you awake? Huh?
Of course she's not awake. Neither are we.
Well, you wanted to come up here this morning, you and Morgan. She ain't sure about it now. Wish y'all could see her face. She's like, yeah, y'all just leave me alone. I want to go back out there in the hallway and go to sleep. But thank you for coming in. You love to deer hunt, don't you?
Yes, sir.
You like to hunt? You like to fish? You like to do it all?
Yes, sir.
Loves the good outdoors.
Sure do. And that's the one thing yesterday, every afternoon when they come to the house, what do you like to do when you go outside? What's the one thing you like to do?
Drive the golf cart.
Ronnie's out here in the hallway, drive the golf cart. That is right. Y'all will drive that thing, won't you?
Drive it till the wheels fall off.
And get out there with Mackenzie and get the chalk, get on the concrete and draw all kind of pictures and let it rain and wash it all off. Yes. Well, good deal.
Madison, do you like to eat at Taco Bell?
Yes, sir.
I bet you won't after you see this. Shows a picture of a guy has a stack of tacos at Taco Bell, and he decides to just lick the whole stack. So just remember that next time you go to Taco Bell.
What?
Yeah, oh yeah, he's got a stack of tacos here, and he's just running his tongue up and down the stack, and they swear that they didn't sell them to the public, but
really?
I don't know about that. Yeah.
He shouldn't be working at Taco Bell no more.
Oh, he's not. He's not, but the article was talking about how many teenage employees goofing around in these fast food, not just Taco Bell, it just happens to be the one it is, but I mean, I remember being 16 years old and being goofy and stuff like that. Y'all don't want me working at a fast food restaurant.
We didn't have Facebook back then.
No. There's more goes on. I mean, when you are eating food prepared by someone else, you're taking a chance. Yeah. I mean, you don't know if hairs followed your food, boogers followed somebody's nose. They dropping it on the ground. You know,
you had to go there, didn't you?
The only sure way to be food safe is to cook it yourself. That's right. That way, at least you're eating your own boogers.
Oh, golly! But you know,
there's nothing wrong with boogers. Now, Emmy tells me all the time that they have no taste. She's 3.
Why don't you try one?
I'm sure I did try one when I was 3.
You ate butter. I mean, you drank buttermilk. You'll eat a booger.
I bet you a booger tastes better than buttermilk.
Never complain about your kid eating their boogers. At least you know where they're putting them.
That's right. Exactly. That's right.
But you talk about the fast food joint. That's kind of nasty, Ronnie. Fast food joints, ever since the video cameras became more like on phones and stuff, more people in fast food restaurants are getting caught.
Oh yeah, that's my point. Yeah, so now you would think about this for a second. Now you see more people getting caught. The people that have been doing it are now being deterred from doing it. So think about back before there were so many video cameras and Facebook, internet. What was going on?
Think about this. You know, how many times have you been in a fast food restaurant or something, and they're just slammed, packed, busy, and they probably have been for 3 solid hours. They're stressed because they're working their butts off by there, guys, and at least they're working.
Oh, yeah.
And you got this unsatisfied customer like me that walks in there when they can't get the order right, and I don't like onions on my hamburger. And I order, and sometimes I've been up there twice. Look, the thing still got onions on it, and I'm scared to eat it the 3rd time.
Yeah.
You know, because, whoo, boy.
Oh, there's a lot of people that won't send an incorrect order back because of that right there. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll go up there very nice, and I'll blame it on myself and say, look, you know, I meant to tell you no onions on this. I don't know if I told you or not. Could you please take the onions off?
But does that get relayed back to the people in the back?
No, they just say like, get the onions off this hamburger. This guy's mad.
Oh man,
I worked in high school for an electric company, Quality Electric, Trey's dad. And we would be going around doing different wiring projects. And over in Waycross, Georgia, we were at this certain fast food restaurant. I'm not going to name the name of it. They were remodeling it. And we got through remodeling, and they had the grand opening. And they had some sort of little problem with one of the plug-ins for one of the deep fryers over there. So me and Andy Kelly were sent over there while they were, working and all that. And it was a new restaurant. It was popular, and it was slammed. And we went over there right around lunch, and it was just popping in there. We were in the way, and this, that, and the other. And I literally saw, no joke. The good thing is it was uncooked, but a guy dropped. He opened up a bag of this certain. I'm not going to tell you what it was, or you'll know the restaurant. But a certain product, and a couple of them spilled on the floor, and he picked them up and threw them right into the deep fryer, which I guess is okay because that
grease to take care of that.
Oh yeah, I mean it wasn't that, but I mean just the thought of it hitting the floor like that and him sending it on out the drive-through was a little disturbing. It took me like 6 years to go by that particular restaurant again.
You never know how often that happens.
It happens every day. I guarantee you. We're going to take a quick break here on the Good Outdoors. We'll be right back on 99.5.
Wow, look at Bob trimming the grass. He's so fast.
I know, and that mower is so big.
And it's got a huge deck.
And it cuts the long grass with deep roots so easily.
Yeah, Bob's a bad boy.
When you want to cut grass like a champion, get yourself a Bad Boy mower from Nashville Tractor. Nashville Tractor carries an exclusive line of Bad Boy zero-turn mowers. See them now at Nashville Tractor in Valdosta and in Nashville.
Quitman, Georgia, and antiques go hand in hand. Tammy's Antiques and Consignment, located at 211 East Screven Street in Quitman, is a traditional Southern antique shop with a little twist, offering a consignment program that fits like a glove in the spacious downtown shop. But the real twist is Zumba. That's right, Tammy also offers Zumba fitness classes as well as tanning. Come by and check out the literally thousands of items upstairs and down. And if you have an item that you want Tammy to sell, bring it in. That's Tammy's Antiques and Consignment, 211 East Screven Street, Quitman, or give Tammy a call at 229-506-9146.
Attention Outdoor Nation. Adel Outfitters, located at exit 39 on I-75 in Adel, Georgia, has over 18,000 square feet of outdoor unbelievability just waiting on you. Specializing in a wide range of outdoor supplies for everyone, including hunting, fishing, shooting, kayaking, camping, Little League, clothing, knives, boots, you name it, Adel Outfitters has it. They also have that personal one-on-one attention that you just might not be getting from some of the big boxes, and Adel Outfitters has a whole lot less overhead, so you'll be surprised at the deals. So come see us now at Adel Outfitters, exit 39, Adel, Georgia. Woo-wee! Sweet Tea Smokehouse on South Hutchinson Avenue, Adel is the bomb. You ain't had good old South Georgia barbecue if you ain't been to Sweet Tea Smokehouse. Ribs, chicken, pork, beef, good grief, this is some fine eating. And it ain't called Sweet Teas for nothing. Ice cold sweet tea and good old barbecue plate with all the trimmings is what living in the South is all about. Head up Highway 41 north towards Adel. Swing into Sweet Tea Smokehouse for lunch or dinner. Great southern barbecue like it's supposed to be. And don't forget some of that fine Brunswick stew. Woo-wee! Jones Welding and Industrial Supply has been serving South Georgia and North Florida for over 3 decades. With 9 locations in the South, Jones Welding and Industrial Supply is a full-line distributor for all welding and industrial supplies. The Jones mission is to provide quality products at a competitive price in order to supply the best service available. Jones Welding and Industrial Supply has built a reputation for good, honest, old-fashioned service. For a location near you, visit www.joneswelding.com. Jones Welding and Industrial Supply is a proud supporter of the Good Outdoors. Service. It's a very simple word, but you'd think it's French. At Deep South Sanitation, our service will never be questioned. We are there when we say we'll be there. If there's a couple extra bags by the can, we pick it up. Deep South Sanitation don't care if the lid won't close. All the more reason to dump it. If you're elderly or disabled, the Deep South Sanitation team will get your can, dump it, and put it back. If trash blew out, we don't leave it, we pick it up. Keep the money you pay for sanitation services local by supporting Deep South Sanitation, a locally owned business. Call Carrie Scarborough today at Deep South Sanitation, 229-559-0200.
You're listening to The Good Outdoors with Steve, Darrell, and Ronnie on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun.
Welcome back this morning. We kicked Madison out of the chair. We put Morgan in here.
Special guest number 2, Morgan in the house.
Slide them earphones on there. Get that get this microphone right down there.
You got to get it right down on your lips like this right here.
How you doing this morning?
Good.
Huh? Good. Can you speak up a little bit?
Yep.
Good. She's doing good. She wanted to give a special shout out. She was a little shy this morning. She wanted to give a special shout out to Grayson Peak, John Peak's son.
Daddy.
How you doing this morning, Grayson? That's what she wanted to say. Ain't that right?
Grayson?
That's a lie.
Yeah. Grayson, Kalijah, and Calvin, all y'all, man. What's happening?
Oh, man. So what's going on with you, Morgan? What, I mean, people can't hear you shaking your head, honey. You have to talk on radio.
Yeah.
Hey, what did y'all see yesterday when you was on the golf cart? You and Madison come home and said y'all saw something. What was it?
A turtle.
Speak it. Get right here in the microphone.
A turtle.
A turtle?
No, a turtle.
Where was the turtle at?
The golf course.
He was on the golf course. Wait a minute. What was y'all doing on the golf course?
We were riding.
The turtle was playing golf.
The turtle was playing golf, and y'all was out there watching him? Y'all were, now wait a minute. Okay, now seriously, y'all might be in trouble here. Was y'all riding on the golf course?
No,
Oh, so y'all was riding by the golf course and you seen him. And what was he doing? Just hanging out, sunning, or what?
He was beside the road, and then he went up on the hill.
He was beside the road, then he went up on the hill.
Yes, sir.
Ah, okay, right there at the house.
He was like where you get the golf carts from.
Oh, he was down there where the clubhouse is.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm just trying to see if you're telling yourself and you was riding somewhere you wasn't supposed to be. That's what I'm doing.
That's not fair. Trapper on live radio. That's bull.
What y'all like?
I think the turtles must be moving because we saw a big old soft shell turtle beside the road, and we actually got out. They'd never seen the soft shell, of course. He's pretty big. We got out and looked at him, and he was actually acting weird, kind of like digging down on the side of the road, just trying
to lay eggs.
That's what I thought. You know, right beside the highway. I guess maybe that warm asphalt had him attracted. But weird situation. It was a big one.
They come up in the yard right there at the house all the time from Ocean Pond and actually lay eggs right along the fence and everything. Because when they lay them, you can go in there the next day and you can see where the armadillos or possums or something coming on there and dug them up and see the shells laying there.
Huh?
Happens all the time. Had several out there over the past couple of years. Well, Morgan, you like to hunt and fish, don't you?
Yes, sir.
You do? Well, you know what? I know what we could do. All I got to do is call John out there at Southwind Sporting Clays, and I guarantee you Grayson will take you hunting or fishing. What do you think?
No.
No, why not? You're in the same grade with Grayson, aren't you? Are you? Do you have any classes with him? You didn't have any classes with him this year, did you? You just knew him. You just kind of had a crush on him. Is that what it was?
She's just wishing this segment would go away. Oh, she's giving you the shaggy eye now.
She is now. That's because her hair's in her eye. Stink eye. So tell me about some hunting.
Willis?
Have you went hunting with me before?
Yes, sir.
Have we seen any deers?
A few.
I know not last year, but year before last, I actually carried you and Madison one afternoon or one morning. I don't remember. I think it was a morning time, and we're all sitting up in a big old box stand, and wasn't much happening. And all of a sudden, Madison said, "Daddy, there's a deer." And I'm looking down in the food plot, and I'm like, "Where ain't no deer?" You know, y'all seeing things again. But lo and behold, y'all wasn't. Little small deer was right there in front of the stand, where it wasn't supposed to be. Come out where you wouldn't even think about it, and that deer walked all the way by us, didn't it? Walked right behind us. We could have jumped out of the stand almost on that deer. You remember that one? You're right there on top of us. But you ain't never killed one yet, have you?
No, sir.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna have to get the guns out and try to do some squirrel population control at the house this year.
I tell you, there seems to be a bumper crop of squirrels this year, especially around Hayhira, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
I may not have seen the rain last night, but I can sure see some squirrels.
How many squirrels do we see around our house, around our yard, you reckon? How many are there?
1,000.
How many?
1,000.
1,000. And there was one doing something in a tree yesterday. What did he do? Was it you pointed that out to me when we were outside, or was it Madison?
It was me.
What did that squirrel do?
He was holding on with his feet, and he took his hands off the tree and yawned.
Took his hand off the tree and yawned? That was funny, wasn't it? Yeah, he come down the tree, and he looked at us, and he said, "Oh, my God, I got to go," and run up the tree a little ways and turned around facing back down the tree, raised up with just his hind legs holding on, let go with his front legs, and yawned. I guess he was bored, wasn't he?
Squirrels are interesting little critters, man. It's funny. You sit in a deer stand, and I watched them. You know, you get them. They're paranoid, all the time in the woods about hawks and owls and foxes and everything, trying to kill them. So I'd be paranoid too. But it's funny how you'll see them out there, and they'll get it. They'll finally find an acorn, and they'll run over to another place, and they'll rake the leaves back. And as they're raking the leaves back, they're looking around, their heads are going like that, and then they'll put their thing there, and they'll cover it back up, looking around like ain't nobody watching, And I saw one time. I was watching through my binoculars, and he literally took the acorn with his right hand and he put it down in the hole, and then he was looking around. He stood up, looked around, and he took his leaves and put them where he thought he had put the acorn, but in fact he didn't cover the acorn up. He put it over there to the side, and I was like, "You ding dong, you didn't cover it up." That must have been a retarded squirrel. Had some nickels in him, no doubt. But it's kind of funny, They're so paranoid. But can you imagine trying to eat, be at the cafeteria and worrying about somebody swooping down and grabbing you from your dinner like a pterodactyl or something? Man, that'd be tough. We got it made as humans, man. We got lucky.
Spoiled.
We could have been born a muskrat or something,
Mm-hmm. I was watching that series North America the other night, and they were showing out in California a peregrine falcon. They're really fast. When they dive, they get up to speeds of 240 miles per hour.
But that ain't bad.
And there were some big old, some kind of big old brown pelicans, I think it was. It was flying too close to her nest with her two little ones. And let me tell you, it was worse than black mockingbirds on a crow. She'd hit them. She'd go to them brown pelicans, and she'd take her claws and she'd hook them on the side of their face. And it would throw them so off balance they would fall out of the sky down into the ocean. They wouldn't be dead, but they'd fall down there and they couldn't fly. And she didn't want nobody flying around. Well, meanwhile, while she was worried about the pelicans, here come a dang big old snake crawling up them cliffs to get to her eggs. But she don't miss a beat now. She can see her prey up to a mile away. And she took off back to her nest. And that snake was getting up there close, and she flew down there and hit that snake one time, and he dropped, looked like 75 to 80 feet down the rock cliff. He said, "The heck with this, I'm gone."
I'm out.
That was pretty. What are you looking at me like that for? Are you mad at me this morning? I done called you out about Grayson, and you mad at me? I'm sorry. Won't do it no more.
Hey, Grayson, if you'd like to tell Morgan, hey, the number's 229-253-0995. Morgan will be glad to talk to you live on the air.
Might be him calling. Let's see who this is. Good morning, caller, on the Good Outdoors.
Now, let's go to Darrell's probably enjoyed it. This guy was out in the woods, and he walked up on this big old bear. The Lord, he went to trim, and he didn't know what to do. He went to pray and said, Lord, I need to do something. He didn't tell me, Lord. So I just stood still, and the bear got closer. Bear got closer. Bear got up about and smelling distant. He looked at the little bear and said, thank you, Lord, for the food I'm about to receive.
Yeah, that's funny.
Have a good day.
All right, you too. Man. Didn't see that one coming.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Well, Morgan, I'm glad you talked a little bit.
Very little.
Very little. You just kind of like, you radio shy or what?
I bet at recess you talk more than this.
Oh, man, at home she don't shut up. The typical woman. Her and Madison both just talk. Ain't that right? You can't shake your head because the radio can't hear your head saying yes.
I can imagine it.
All right, well, we'll
let you off the hook there.
You sure will. Hey, we got a lot of people chiming in. Bulldog C. Hall posted a good a picture on Facebook of his granddaughter wearing a Good Outdoors T-shirt.
I hear you.
Man.
Raising them kids, right?
You daggum right. Sporting a nice T-shirt there, too. I highlighted it on the page and put it up there. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
And I'll tell you, there's been many a day old Bulldog's posts cheer me up. He's the eternal optimist that he just, if he has a bad day, you don't know it from Facebook.
No,
you
don't.
He's got a lot of positive stuff on there, just positive sayings, makes up some funny stuff.
I was actually looking at one the other day, and that he had posted, and it brought a smile to my face, thank goodness, but I think that's why he'd done it. But he said something about having a smile. He said, I found an extra smile, and I put it in my pocket in case you forgot yours for today, you can have this one. I said, that's pretty dang good, you know. Just walking around bringing joy to everybody. So.
That's right.
Good deal. Lots of things happening on Facebook right here this morning.
Yeah, a lot of. I tell you, the fishing down in the Gulf, man, is just on fire right now. I mean, that's where everybody's going. That's where everybody's talking about. You're seeing more and more boats, more and more people playing hooky and calling in sick to work and headed to the flats. Man, they are biting right now, and people can't get enough of it. So
Nick Cumbus posted one yesterday on his Facebook page where some trout they'd caught down there close to Steenhatchee. Man, just good fishing. And talk about fishing. I posted a video from a mountain lion. Actually fishing and catching trout, and it's very rare to see that. It's obviously at nighttime, but she did actually catch her a fish.
It's a big cat too. I saw that earlier. That's a good size one, man. That's an interesting animal. I remember when I went to Texas and the you can shoot them out there, and I was wanting to see one so bad, and I was just sitting there wondering. I didn't know if I would actually shoot it if it come out because. I don't know what you do with it. You can't eat it, But,
well, I guarantee you I would, because ever since Wilbur, I've never not been attached to any type of animal whatsoever.
Yeah, it was traumatic.
Wilbur was traumatic on me.
Yeah, I can't remember very many things that my dad done wrong or what I thought was wrong in our lives, but I think he erred in letting us watch that.
Now I'm gonna tell you what.
I got upset because Darrell was crying. He was crying uncontrollably, and I started going.
I'm going to tell that story when we come back, but I can also tell you this: Wilbur tasted pretty good too.
Oh yeah, there wasn't nothing wrong with that.
It wasn't that traumatic for me, buddy.
Yeah.
We'll be right back here on the Good Outdoors.
So Dawson, is Dad still ill about you calling him out on his shooting ability?
I don't think so, but I have seen him on the range a lot more lately.
Dad always says practice makes perfect.
That's what he says, but I don't think it works for adults.
Why do you say that?
Well, from the look of the scorecard, it's making it worse.
Dawson, bring me some more shotgun shells.
Okay, Dad.
If you need some practice, come by Southwind Clays and Quail on the Quitman Highway just past the river headed towards Quitman. With a top-notch clubhouse, a 5-stand, sporting clays range, as well as a rifle and pistol range, Southwind has what you need to succeed. World-class quail hunting is also available with some of the finest bird dogs around.
Dad sure shoots a lot.
Yeah, if he keeps this up, Mom's gonna be mad.
Why is that?
Because he's spending all Mom's shopping money on shotgun shells.
Man, I have picked up some bad habits.
You don't need any more bad habits. Are you talking about Bad Habits Saloon and Grub?
Oh, yeah, baby. Nothing like throwing back a cold one and watching one of their 26 high-definition TVs.
Yeah, and you don't have to ask what sort of beverage they have, because they've got it all at Bad Habits Saloon and Grub.
That's right, over 300 bottled beers. Any premium drink you could ask for, including single malt scotch and single barrel bourbon.
And 48 beers on tap. Oh, and the food, from juicy ribeye steaks at $9.99 to foot-long premium hot dogs, and $10.99 all-you-can-eat wings from 10 to 11 p.m.
And no matter what mood you're in, there's 3 environments to enjoy: a dining area, a bar, an outside patio, TVs, and all 3 places, baby.
Come on out and enjoy a live DJ every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday night, and grab a $2 16-ounce draft or a $6 domestic bucket while you mingle.
Come visit Bad Habits Saloon and Grub and let them serve you what you want, not what they want you to have.
Bad Habits Saloon and Grub, near the mall on Gornto Road, right behind Exit 18 Liquors. Tell them we sent you from the Good Outdoors.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Hi, I'm Barry Broom with Allstate Insurance Company. I'm a big fan of the great outdoors. There are many recreational activities that allow us to enjoy God's creation. There's boating, camping, hunting, hiking, fishing. Think about all the gear, equipment, and vehicles that we have that make those times outdoors so memorable. When it comes to protecting and insuring your firearm, your boat, RV, camper, four-wheeler, even your golf cart, think of me, Barry Broom, your Allstate agent. Call me at 229-244-9856 or visit me online at barrybroom.com. Go make a memory. Enjoy your great outdoors.
So you need a car, truck, or SUV? Look no further than Midway Auto Emporium at 4189 Bemis Road, Valdosta, Georgia. Cameron and Melissa Tucker has been serving the Valdosta area for over 7 years now. They are a family-owned and operated local business with hometown values and still believe in handshake deals. With a great selection of used cars, trucks, and SUVs, with a Carfax report on every one of them, along with bank financing at all credit levels and interest rates as low as 1.85% with approved credit. 4189 Bemis Road, or visit their website at midwayautoemporium.com.
It's the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun, talking about everything to do with the outdoors with Steve, Darrell, and Ronnie.
Good morning. Welcome back to the Good Outdoors Radio here. And this segment's brought to you by Southwind Sporting Clays and Quail. Y'all go out there and check out John Peak and Dawson and Grayson Peak, as Morgan well knows Grayson.
You ought to be ashamed. Leave that girl alone.
But, man, all your sporting clays needs, all your party needs, you know, kids' parties, corporate retreat, great quail hunting, as we well know from last year, and we'll go again this coming year. I guarantee it. Can't stay away from that. Everything you'd ever want. I wanted to tell a story about Wilbur. Steve kind of touched on a little earlier. Daddy bought the hog. The hunting club bought the hog, actually, and they were raising it up. You know, we were responsible for raising it up. We had it in the pen, and we were going to have it for a big Thanksgiving meal. Well, I was in charge. I was the one that was in charge of feeding Wilbur. Me and Wilbur became real good friends. Me and Wilbur was actually close. You know, I liked Wilbur. I got in the pen with him and talked to him a lot. You know, me and Wilbur was pretty good friends. Well, come the time, me and Steve come home from school one day, and there sat I remember the castrating part, but we came home from school, and there sat the Williamses, wasn't it, Steve? Yeah, I think it was the Williamses.
I think it was, yeah.
From Hayhire. They had a butcher shop, and they were there to take Wilbur out.
Yep.
Well, you know, back then, the way they done it was they shot him with a .22, yep. And they had the big boiling pot and everything right there. They'd done it all on site right there and took care of him for us. Well, I tried to get in the house before the shot rang out. but I was right at the back door, and they couldn't wait any longer, I guess, and the shot rang out. But I was upset, you know. Me and Wilbur was close. I've never had another close pet since then. And I was upset about Wilbur, but let me tell you what, Wilbur tasted real good. So when they cooked him up on Thanksgiving,
oh yeah,
I ate Wilbur. He
loved
good.
Him so much he didn't want him to go to waste.
No, I had to have a piece of him to carry with me. And this big old belly right here is probably
still part of him in there.
But yeah, it was
something hung up in there.
But I can tell you this much, you know, it was actually it was different. It sure was, but I ain't never had another animal that close in my life. I just don't. I don't.
It's amazing. I tell you, the one thing he decided to hang on to in his life, really get attached to, was a pig.
Yeah, he was not just any pig.
He was my friend.
They were on the same intellectual level.
We still are.
Yeah. No, it's amazing how attached you can get to a pet of any kind. You know, these people with the deer we were talking about, and I never thought I'd be one to get that attached. I mean, I enjoyed pets through the years and all, but I did. My golden retriever Clyde, I was super attached to him, and when he died, it was I didn't really think I was capable of reaching that level with an animal, but I did. He was and I hadn't had one since that I, really cared that much about. But I've come close here in the last year of getting another golden retriever, but I just ain't brought myself to do it.
Well, I got me a lab a few years ago. Jake, when we first moved to Lake Park, had me a lab, and I just could not grow attached to him. I really couldn't. Jake was a good dog. He loved to ride, man. But I don't understand him. He was hard-headed. I don't understand him at all. He was hard-headed because I could let him off his chain in the backyard, and he'd run around 90 miles an hour and do his business in the yard, and I'd say, hot dog, let's go. Well, I knew what I had to do is I'd throw him in the back of the truck, and I would drive just as fast as I could legally drive and sometimes illegally drive to get to the closest dirt road to put him out. And I would never make it in time before he'd done his business in the back of the truck again. Every single time. I don't think we ever went that he did not do it again in the back of the truck. And then me and Jake would have a little talk, and I'd run him up and down the road for about 2 or 3 miles. But you know what? He loved it. That's what he loved to do. He loved to run along behind that truck. But heaven forbid, we'd go by a field in the afternoon to see a deer, because he would bail out of the truck and chase every single deer he could, that he could get to. One time, he learned. I remember the time me and Michelle was riding around, and he learned what a cow was. We pulled up on the dirt road, and there was cows over there behind a barbed wire fence. Well, Jake kept looking at these cows, and they had some calves out there, so he eased across that fence, or across the ditch and through the fence, and sniffing around looking at them cows, and I guess he got too close to a calf. Well, he did not bother getting under the barbed wire fence when he come back through it. He was getting back to the road to safety in the back of that truck as quick as he could, and I almost had to stitch him up on that one. But Jake was a good dog, but he sure didn't understand the cow situation. But from then on, he never jumped out again after a cow. Now, he'd jump after a deer or anything like that, but I finally gave Jake a new home. He got a home up there close to Mom's house, right down the road, right outside of Hayhire. And neighbors there, they had some of their brother or something there lived up there, and they said, man, he's got all kind of room to roam out here. So I said, all right. So Jake's living up there. I see him every now and then when I go by.
We were talking, this is shifting gears, but it's very important here. We were talking about the recall effort in California to get the president of the Senate who introduced the gun rights bill, or the gun bill out there in Colorado. They got, as you know, 16,046 signatures, which is twice the number of signatures that was needed to order the recall. But the interesting fact here is the reason I brought this up. When he was elected, he only got 13,451 votes.
He's in trouble.
He's in deep trouble. He's going down, man. I can't wait. The Colorado Secretary of State will commence verification of the signatures, and once that's done, if there are at least 7,000 valid signatures, where they are, he'll be given 5 working days from the time the signatures are certified to decide whether to resign or not. So they're going to say, hey, these people want you out. Are you going to design or resign? And if he does, state Democrats can name a replacement. If he stays and he has vowed to be in it to the bitter end, a special election date will be set, and at that point, it is possible that there may be an attempt to delay it sufficiently to mount a campaign to save a seat. But the point is, they have already been successful and made their point that if you vote against the will of the people, and that's it. That's it in a nutshell right there. If 51% of the people wanted gun control in Colorado, and it was voted on based on that, then he did the right move. Now, that might not be something we agree with, but what has happened here, he has went against what the people who elected him wanted him to do. And that's where it's shameful, and he ought to resign immediately. He ought to resign right now, not wait to any kind of process go through, but he won't, because he's up there and he's making a fat check.
Give it up.
No, he don't want to give it up. He's got it made up there. So he's going to fight to the bitter end. I guarantee that's what he's going to do. And it's a shame. It's an absolute shame.
Yes, it is, and that's what, makes me so mad when people get up there, they vote for their agenda. They don't vote, not all of them, but a lot of them vote for their agenda, not what our agenda or what the people want, the majority of the people, and that's how they need to vote. You know, that's why the people elect you, and you know, because they think you'll do the right thing.
There's some great politicians in this country who, Democrats and Republicans who do vote the way their constituency wants. There's people like Jack Kingston here in Georgia. You know, he has agree or disagree with him. That's not what I'm saying. He'll have town hall meetings and he listens to what people want and he tries his best to vote that way. You know, he has open discussions, and then you got, people that have been in there a long time that really I think has lost touch with what the people of their state or their region or district wants, and that's where the problem comes in. I did not vote for President Obama. I don't know personally one single person that did, but I'm mad that he won, yeah, but I respect the fact that more voters voted him in there than voted against him, and that's why he's in there. That's our process. That's the country we live in, and thank God for it. And that's why we have rights and all. And we hope the election turns out differently next time. But you got to vote the will of the people, and the will of the people has got to be done. And I'm just still mad that our voter turnout stinks. We sit here as a group and we complain and gripe and moan, but we get outvoted and we lose. I don't think because I think the country, if every single body voted, I believe the conservative side of the voting block would win. But we don't vote. We don't get out and vote like the other side does. I think that's where the problem is.
It is. A lot of it comes in to where people just they don't take it seriously. There's so many, especially you younger people nowadays, don't take voting seriously. Some of them do, some of them don't.
Yeah.
Until later in life, and that's why I love to see colleges. College kids get out there and say vote, vote, vote. But at the same time, a lot of them are swayed by a lot of the professors up there that are giving them the wrong information.
Liberal agenda.
Yep, sure is. Man, I tell you what, had a good show this morning. I've enjoyed it. Had a good time. Good conversation with Madison and Morgan.
Yes, they were very lively.
Morgan's like, well, not so much. Morgan's thinking, nuh-uh. Never again, buddy.
No, I got my taste of the Good Outdoors early in the morning.
So much for this radio stuff, huh?
That's right. The Good Outdoors is calling my name. I'm ready to get out there and get after it this morning. Hope everybody has a good day out there.
Y'all take it easy.
We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Toodles.
You've been listening to The Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country with Steve, Darrell, and Ronnie. Join us every weekday at 4:30 when we'll do it again.